Open swing out, especially if you're a lead, the open swing out doesn't start on the 1. The open swing out starts on the 7 and. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I want you to look at the difference between what happens when I do a swing out from closed into not a swing out, and then a swing out from closed into a swing out. So this is swing out from closed into just the basic. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Right. So that's what that looks like. Now let's swing out into swing out. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, and. Okay. I'm starting to kind of like bear down a little bit. Okay.
Bear down, right? Yeah.
I'm triple stepping into the floor a bit.
So where is it? If as I'm coming out of that, take me through it.
6, and then it goes 7, 8, and then it's that last little bit of the triple step.
We're not doing that. This is the leads, right? So do it again to stop exactly where you're talking about.
1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We've talked about this before, but this is a nice way to solidify it, is that now I know I'm coming forward. Otherwise, if I didn't feel anything here, I would assume I was staying in place and I would be swiveling in place. But because I now feel this little bit of tension but no jerking motion,
right.
I now know that I'm going to be brought forward, and I know it before I've even gone forward.
Right. Now, the way I'm creating this motion, this feeling for Sue, is I'm triple stepping into the floor. Almost kind of like I'm getting set up for a tug of war, but I'm not moving my arm. Okay? My arm is staying positioned relatively the same relative to my body, but I triple into the floor, and that kind of communicates. So, like, if I'm not doing anything, and I just kind of triple in place, I'm not
Nothing here will change.
There's no sensation here that is being
So
created.
So we need to create a tension here without actually pulling.
Right. So like I'm not pulling Sue with my arm, because if I do that, I'm taking her off of her swivels, and that will make her upset. I don't want Sue to be upset.
You do not want that to with me. No.
Okay.
So is this tension without
counterbalance, but I'm not. It's sort of, I'm tripling into the floor, and it's sort of like my whole body, like my arm, my hand is staying positioned relative to where it was before.
So if you let go, she would move back.
I would kind of move back, actually.
No, I should take a step back, probably.
Yeah, and
I am pulling slightly.
I'm triple in. If I let go, like I would. Yeah, so like I'm kind of like unloading this up. This is the same type of principle.
This is a nuance.
Yeah.
For your swingouts.
Yeah, this is the same type of principle as on forehand. I'm looking over my shoulder. It's that same type of preload where like it's not quite the lead yet, but by 7 and of the previous move, you want to start kind of trickling down the floor so that when you go to do that one, okay, it's not a shock. It's not abrupt. It just feels like the natural continuation of the thing you're already doing that way. It looks like triple step, triple step, 1, 2, and then I have to kind of like pull her in with my arm, as opposed to if I do it with my
But it
legs.
makes it so much smoother when you do this, when you add this to your swing out.
Right, here, this isn't doing with just my arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now with my legs, triple step. 1, 2.
And what would you be leading that would cause you not to do that, not be creating that?
If I was just going to be doing a basic, or
A basic from okay, got it.
yeah, like I get out of the open and like I don't want to do another swing out, or I want to do something like if you're chaining swing outs, this is how you want to set up the next swing out. Is that so? Like it's a lot of the similar. Like if I was just out here doing a basic, I might take that second triple of that basic I'm doing to like.
Find the one.
I'm gonna use this. So if I'm thinking about like 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
I'm pulling that in on the second triple, but it's more of like an anchoring, and then that way when I do the rock step, it doesn't feel abrupt.
So what exactly can we do now to practice that?
The footwork for this practice is it's going to be your swing out footwork and closed. But when you get to the second triple, I want you to triple back very slightly, just a little bit. Instead of like tripling in place, I want you to triple back just like 4 inches. Okay? So it's going to look like rock step, triple step, 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 triple back.
Just to set up, you're not bringing us forward yet. You're just tightening up the hold.
Right.
On the arm.
You're ratcheting up the tension
Just a
ahead of the action.
Yeah. Let's try that. Let's go.
Triple step, 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 triple back, rock, step, triple step.
You want to stop or keep going through this?
To get to the swing out, take your time with this. I'm not counting it too fast. Anyway, at least I hope I'm not. So like, use the whole counts. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2. And make sure you're 7 and 8, you're actually stepping it out. I'm seeing some people kind of like anchor down, but they're not actually moving their
Just a tiny,
feet.
just a little bit to tighten up that hole a little bit. Because we talked about before, like tightening up with that often gets interpreted as a pull. And even a tiny pull feels icky to the follow. Even a tiny pull is like, oh, we lose our smoothness and our flowing forward.
The purpose, the reason I'm emphasizing this the way I am is because leading with your legs and kind of like setting it up like this is going to help your swing out feel so much smoother and more comfortable to the follow.
Through that, so let's do it again.
Instead of rock, step, or shuffle.
Right, so yeah, so let's do this one first. Okay. Okay, so what you can do is you're going to swing out and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay?
Oh, sorry, Craig.
Because we have to do the kickball.
Let me do that. Let's do